I'll take the stage, sing out the chorus, feel every page. I wanted freedom, I wanted peace. These unfinished love songs won't let me see.
Yeah. All right. He's going to put on his mic so he can hear me. Turn on his volume.
Hey, there we are.
Hey, here we are. Hey, it's Ted Bogert. Welcome back to the TED Show. You just enjoyed the musical musings of the one and only Seth James. And who was on drums with you?
This is my friend and partner in crime, Tamani Chappell. Hello there.
Phenomenal. You already got some love. I love it. That was so good. That's the first time I've ever done the show where we started with music. And
really?
I might have to do that next time because I kind of liked it.
Kind of hop energy up. You know?
So much good energy. I feel like I need a nice cold daiquiri somewhere and I'm having a good time.
Yes.
Thanks, buddy. All right. So Seth.
Yes.
You know they love origin story. First of all, welcome Seth James to the show. Big shout out to Danielle and Hutch Down Records and all of the good stuff that's going on there. Seth has come back. He is a talented musician, talented artist, and welcome back to the show, Seth. How are you today?
Hey, it's just a pleasure to be here. I really appreciate it. Just getting to be in this space, do this with you again. It's just always
great to see you. So tell us a little bit about you. For those people who didn't tune in before, tell us about Seth James. Give us kind of a 411 on your background. They love to know if you sang in front of the mirror. They love to know if you always knew you wanted to do music. So give them a little info on you.
Okay, sweet. We are out here in Blue Ash. This is where good majority of the magic happens. Been slowly building out this studio space for about 3 years now, and a lot of that just includes slowly collecting all my musical equipment that I've garnered over 2 decades and slowly just dragging it over here. I started songwriting when I was 17, fresh out of high school, and since then we've developed Hutch Down into becoming a brand. We're building out a website, application to go along with it. As I said, I go to NKU. I study electronic media and broadcasting. And when I went in, I had a very biased side to audio engineering, audio mixing, and that kind of stuff. But as I've gone through my courses, I've kind of just learned a huge appreciation for just entertainment as a whole and how digital content drives that. And yeah, it's just been really great learning all the things that I've learned, meeting all the people that I met along the way, and I'm just so grateful to even be here.
So and I'm thankful you're here too. And again, shout out to Danielle for helping set this up. Tell me a little bit more about starting songwriting at 17. I feel like at 17.
I actually get kind of close. I don't know why it's like so quiet.
No, you're good. You're good. At
Yeah,
17,
songwriting
tell us about 17.
started in my senior year of high school, and I drew a lot of my inspiration from just kind of the emotions that I was feeling at that time, and finding a way to outlet that into songwriting. And that's carried over all the genres and things that I've worked on. Everything about the music that I make is all about just really sharing a feeling and a connection with the audience, and bringing about some of those things from them too.
So is every song that you write, is it autobiographical? Is this something you've experienced? Tell us a little bit about your songwriting process.
Yeah, so a lot of it is, yeah, like perfectly, like you said, almost autobiographical. Because those are where the most like genuine emotions, especially in music, that I feel like. So like that's the best way to just be able to connect. And yeah, just really writing from the heart, writing from true experiences, and yeah.
When you perform, I like to ask artists this. When you perform, do you get emotional when a song brings you back to that moment or to that experience when you're
Oh,
performing it?
absolutely. All the time, even just in rehearsing. I'll be singing through songs that I've done in the past, and it takes me back to the pen and the pad of paper that I was writing on, the smell of the room that I was in. And through production, like I really just want to build like an audio scene for whoever listens to it, that they just are completely immersed in a different universe, because that's something that music has offered to me for my entire life. So it's like great being able to share that both on the lyrical aspect and then also on the production, and just building up like a really illustrative and like imaginative sound is really the big component of it also.
So how would you describe your music? Are you universal? Is there a particular genre that you think your music falls into?
Sure. I listen to all kinds of music, and I've grown up on all kinds of music. So it's really hard to put it into one category. I've been trying to go a little bit more down a commercial route, and uh, more dancey, kind of getting people moving type of music. But my music, just like how I listen to it, is all over the place, comes from all different inspirations, all different areas, aspects, that kind of thing. So
And tell me a little bit and I think that's important to share that with the audience, because the audience always wants to know where is it coming from? What are you doing? What are you thinking? How are you feeling? And I always tell the audience, anybody who asks, you don't want to pigeonhole an artist into a particular genre. You want
oh, absolutely.
to give them an opportunity to be the creative that they are. Talk about post-COVID, what you've done to continue your brand, to build stuff up, to perform. What's that been like?
Sure, we've Tamani and I actually have a show coming up this Friday. If any of our reviewers are in Cincinnati, it's at the Thompson House. We just did one at the Mad Frog, also in Cincinnati. So just like we were before, slowly building out in our own city locally, and then just branching out, seeing what else is out there. We have some dates coming up, expected for some touring around, and yeah, just getting back into the normalcy of performing. I've done a lot of like altered performances and that kind of thing. Even did like there was a whole event we did, and it like kind of crumbled down. Like there were some technical difficulties along the way, so there's a lot less of that in real person. So I'm a little more comfortable with that. But over this, like the learning curve of having to adapt with performing virtually has been a definite learning experience for me, which has been good too.
Well, I think it broadens your audience reach.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
feel like it interesting thing about COVID, I think a lot of you who are performers, obviously connecting with the audience is such a big deal. And when that was taken away from you, you had to figure out a way to connect with them differently. And
Oh,
it just
absolutely.
expanded your whole universe and your ability to connect.
Any means possible, almost.
So tell me about 2022. I can't believe I have to say that out loud.
Oh my gosh.
You're making some changes. I read your bio. I posted your bio. Tell them a little bit about that.
Sure. The changes, I think a lot come from we're going from turning Hutch Down into a sonic group, and building that into a full artist development brand. Not only just recording mixes for people, but how do we market that person also? How do we combine all those things together and put it into a virtual platform? That's kind of that other aspect that we've been working on with Hutch Down too. So kind of connecting the audience to the performer and what means we can do that with.
Which I think is so important. A lot of the management companies, the music management companies, will send me artists to have on the show, and I feel like the majority of them are cutting their teeth on the show. It's the first time they performed live on a live show. They're not used to not being on a stage. It's but I love that because there's some kind of there's a rawness to that I think allows them to. People do like to see the human side. And so I feel like when you're doing a live show like this and we're trying to capture your essence on this little teeny platform we have going on, it's so important that you figure out a way to connect with the audience in a different way. So tell me about what you're going to perform next, because I know you have a second song, and I know we have a little bit of setup for this. So take it away. Tell me.
Yeah, I'll just switch over to my audio box over here. I'm going to run a track. This is Situationships. Tamani and I put this one together. This has been very, very long time coming. Lots of changes and little edits and all that kind of jazz and stuff, but we're just excited to sorry. Wait.
No, you do. You're good. You're good.
Okay. But yeah, so this is Situationships. This is about finding out that someone's not really in it for the means that you thought they were. People have ulterior motives and interests, and just kind of like coming to terms with that. So
I love it. All right, I'm going to take myself off, not because you're bad, but because you're amazing. And we're going to let you perform, my friend. Here we go.
Sweet. I'll just toss this mic up one more time. We are rocking and rolling. Okay, cool. Okay, so you ready? Yeah. So you want to make sure that it's coming through. Okay, here we go. 3, 2. I've had a couple situationships in the past, yeah. Oh, I've met a couple girls that don't came and left, and the same type of girls that are living with some mess and some scars. I should've known, I shouldn't even bother. Every time you holler, it's about a damn dollar. Cause that's the only thing you talk about, the only thing you run your mouth about. I'm tired, and these girls, they don't give a damn about me. Tired of all these bodies all around me. They just all got their hands out for some money. Cause I'm tired of this girl. You don't want nothing from me but a situationship. Cause you all about the money. I'm tired of these situationships and lies. I'm tired of these situationships. Cause all of these girls admit they wanna use me, then turn around and act like it's a new scene. Tired of these situationships and the lies. I'm tired of these situationships. Cause all of these girls admit they wanna use me, then turn around and act like it's a new scene. I've had a couple situationships in the past, yeah. Yeah, I don't stumble down, I don't fell off, I don't fell so deep that I'm in the rocks. I'm actually below the rocks, I'm living in hell. I don't even know if I can inhale. Call a doctor, I need Jess. Somebody tell him that I'm out here and I'm on my way. Tell Snoop that I need some other potion, cause these Hollywood girls got me out here on the ocean. I'm tired of this situation shit and the life. I'm tired of this situation shit. Cause all of these girls admit they wanna use me, then turn around and act like it's a new scene. Tired of this situationships and the lies. I'm tired of this situation shit. Cause use all of these girls that make them wanna use me and turn around and act like it's an oopsie. Didn't catch your vibe, didn't catch your vibe, didn't catch your vibe, didn't catch your vibe, didn't catch your
Oh my God. All right. So a couple of things about that song. I text a friend of mine in the middle of it because this person actually uses that word when she is describing certain, we describe it. People
no way.
Situation ships. So when I took
You're
myself
joking.
off, I immediately text that person. I think that's such a great way to describe some of the relationships or situationships that we're all in. It is a situation. There's always some kind of something going on, but I love how you captured that. I love how you got into it. First of all, I love your voice. So let me say that out loud so you don't get off here thinking, oh my God, he didn't say anything. All he talked about was my yellow shirt. But I love the way that you got into the song. It was really, really good. I don't know. I love your music. You know I do. But I love that. And I listen to the words. I close my eyes and I'm listening to the words. I'm thinking, oh my God, yes. Wonder how many of us out there are in situationships. It just is what it's a crazy new kind of relationship. It's insane. So did you get that song because of something personal that you were going through?
Yeah, it was just kind of just based around like not really knowing like who was really in it for like being there and who was just like kind of there just hanging around like hoping some things would turn up. And yeah, like feels really good to sing it, feels really good to get it out. Yeah, for sure.
It's cathartic. You could tell that you were feeling it. And that, I think, is a gift. When you're performing a song, you can write it, you can sing it, but if I don't feel that you're feeling it when you perform it, then I'm not connected to it, and then I don't connect to you. But that's the whole bat. But you do an amazing job. All right, Seth James, tell them how they can reach you, how they can download and buy your music, how they can learn more about you and what's going on in your life.
Absolutely. So the kind of main hub for it is SethJamesHutchinson.com. I got my Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all there. You can find me on TikTok. It is that Seth, and I'm also on every music streaming platform.
Under Seth James?
Yes.
Perfect. All right, man. You're always a joy. Thank you for being patient. Thank you to Danielle again for her help. Come back anytime. I love your vibe and I love the music. You guys get out and support our creatives like Seth. It's super important. They are delivering music that impacts our lives, makes us feel something. And it's so good to give back to them because they do this because they're passionate about it. Trust me, the music industry is not one where you're going to get $1 trillion overnight. So it's wonderful to support artists. Thank you, Seth, so much for being on the show.
Thank you so much. I just really appreciate getting to be here again, Ted. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you guys. All right, go to Seth James Hutchinson.